Hey guys, my name is Ryan and welcome to Overwatch Central. Today I want to talk about Mercy, and yes, I know every time that we bring up this hero we get divisive opinions and comments, so please today in the comments below do give your opinions. I do want to have some nice healthy discussion, but do try and keep it nice and tame. Be nice to one another. We all like the same game and we all want to see a place where it's perfectly balanced and all heroes can be played in a viable spot. So, don't hurl abuse at each other if you can. But the main brunt of this video is something that actually Jeff Kaplan said at the fan festival. He actually commented on the Mercy situation. It's worth adding that it was a very flippant, easygoing comment. It wasn't a serious interview or anything like that. This is something that Jeff Kaplan said at the event to a fan that shouted something at him about Mercy. And whilst it isn't serious in nature, I do think it gives us good indication into what Blizzard are feeling about Mercy, and then we're going to go on to talk about the history of the nerfs that she's had, and also get your opinions on this topic as well, as I asked you guys on Twitter what you thought. So the main point in this video that you've seen from the title and the thumbnail is Jeff Kaplan essentially saying that they're done with Mercy. Here's the actual quote from a video that was found on Reddit. Big thanks to the guy that put it on. Gave it to the audience of the r/Overwatch subreddit as a bit of a joke, but I do think it's really interesting what Jeff Kaplan said here.
Jeff Kaplan, stop nerfing Mercy. I think we're down to a good one.
As I said about 4 or 5 times, yep, this is like just a joke, a flippant comment, not very serious in nature. It's not as if Jeff Kaplan turned around, pushed his bodyguard with the umbrella out the way and said, "We're done with Mercy, we're done with nerfing her now." But again, it gives us a good indication of where Blizzard's head's at when it comes to buffing or changing this hero. Mercy has been on a very steep slope ever since her new rework, which came out about a year ago almost, well, about sort of 48 weeks ago, something like that. It was mid-September when we had the new rework to her, and since then, whilst she's had her time in the light and been a very good pick, she's had a lot of negative connotations surrounding her. I thought it'd be really interesting to go through each of the main Mercy nerfs that we've had since the rework to show the huge fall that she's been on. On the 19th of September, that is when the new Mercy was introduced. Valkyrie became her new ultimate. It's worth adding that back then, Mercy had instant resurrects. There was no cast time or anything like that, even outside of ultimate. And when she used Valkyrie, she got an extra bonus res that she could use. She could fly around a lot quicker with Guardian Angel. It was about 50% faster than she can now. And it also lasted 20 seconds amongst a lot of other stuff. On the 16th of November last year was when she got her first nerf, and it meant that Resurrect outside of her ultimate had a cast time of 1.75 seconds, so using her Resurrect ability outside of ultimate went from an instant cast to a cast time of 1.75 seconds. Then 2 months later, on the 30th of January, which is a long time Blizzard, Valkyrie no longer gave you a bonus res, and also using Resurrect whilst ulting no longer had an instant res that required a cast time of 1.75 seconds too. Her movement speed using Guardian Angel, as in using her shift to dart around whilst ulting, was also reduced by 50%, and the duration of Valkyrie the Ultimate was reduced from 20 seconds to 15. This was the biggest nerf that she had. It put her in a position where people said that she was a trash pick, but eventually she made her way up again. Fast forward 6 months to the 24th of July, and you have the damage boost no longer applying to things like Dragon Strike and Diva Bomb, and recently, on the 9th of August, we have the primary healing brought down from 60 healing per second to 50. Now there's more than that. There are plenty of smaller nerfs that I couldn't remember or couldn't find in old patch notes that have to do with Mercy. Stuff like Resurrect being interruptible, and if you get interrupted when using your Resurrect, it goes on to the time of 30 seconds again. According to EVA, it's a mess of 13 nerfs in a row since last year, according to her, which I think shows a big problem. After almost a year and 13 negative changes to a hero, Blizzard have now said that they are done. Now, I feel that whatever I say in this video with my own opinion isn't really valid to the discussion. I kind of want to keep this on the facts, what was said, what has been done, but I do want to get what your guys' opinions in on this, so do comment in the comments below. I do want to use some examples that we got from Twitter when we asked this question, because I feel that Mercy, the discussion of Mercy and the divisive nature of her is one of the biggest issues in the game currently, and no matter what Blizzard do with this hero, they're kind of wrong and they're going to get a lot of abuse for it. But anyway, I wanted to go over what you guys said on Twitter. I asked, what do you think of the Mercy changes? Is she balanced now, or is it a bit too much? Cassie E, also known as Butthurt Support, which is a great name for this, says that she's balanced but not exactly engaging or rewarding to play. Valk is incredibly boring to use, it never feels awesome or heroic. Also in general, her kit has been simplified and her skill ceiling lowered, res feels terrible to use and isn't rewarding at all. Skeleton Man also added onto this saying that she's fine where she is, just so boring to play both with and against. Other support heroes are much more dynamic, whereas Mercy is just a res heal bot. And this is a really good point, I think, certainly when it comes to the perspective and opinions of people that, actively play her. There's some players that only play Mercy right. Solar said that she's in a good spot, but res is still super valuable. On the other hand, if you're not using her to pocket some DPS, she's not good compared to other supports. I think that comes down to playability and fun-wise too. It's not fun to just latch onto a Widowmaker all day and hold right-click, That's something that I don't really like doing. And luckily that meta has gone away too, where Mercy was really strong with a Widowmaker in those double sniper comps, so that's another big blow to her other than all of these other changes. Mercy player Matt says that they feel like it was a little bit too much. She was broken before now, but she just feels unrewarding. You can be played super good and still not be able to keep your team alive. This is one thing that I wanted to mention too. In regards to looking at damage numbers of other abilities, it's hard to say. Let's say for an example, you have a Soldier 76 shooting a Roadhog. Can you heal more than a Soldier damaging? You have a lot of mitigating circumstances. How far away the Soldier is he headshotting them? Is he being damage boosted? But if you look at abilities like Winston's Taser, so his primary fire, and Moira's secondary fire, the ability that she uses to do damage. Before, when Mercy did 60 healing per second, she would heal the same amount of damage that Winston would do with his left click. So let's say you have a Roadhog that Winston's tasering and you're healing him up as Mercy, he wouldn't lose any health, it would stay the exact same. Now, of course, because you heal less, Winston now out-damages your healing, even if you're completely focusing on them, and there's no way for you to do more healing as a Mercy. But what's also interesting that I've seen nobody highlight is that Moira, with her secondary fire, with her right click that she uses to burn people down, that does 50 damage per second, so now that's the exact same as the amount of healing that Mercy can do, which shows how little damage Moira does with her right click is the same amount of healing that Mercy does. It's just worth adding. I don't think it really adds too much to the discussion, but it's something that I've seen nobody bring up yet, and I feel like that's really interesting. And finally, one thing that I just wanted to do at the end of this video is a brief shout out to HyperX. They've been amazing to work with over the past just over a year actually. They make some really good gaming peripherals, keyboard, mice, but the thing that I really wanted to talk about today to bring your attention to were the wireless headsets that they do the cloud flights, and they're really good, really solid, good battery life on them, and just comfortable gaming headsets too. But it means that you can, tidy up your room whilst you're listening to music or watching a stream, or listening to a stream more like, and also you can, pop to the toilet whilst you're waiting in queue for a map. So when you hear now entering Horizon or Junkertown, you're in the best place for it. But just a brief shout out to them. Thanks again, guys. Thanks for everything. There's loads of comments that I wanted to highlight. There's some really good points that you guys have brought up, so it was nice to sort of have that discussion. But they're the main areas I really wanted to go over. Jeff Kaplan has said that they're essentially done with nerfing her. We've gone over the history of the main nerfs that she's received, plus more. 13 nerfs in a row. Will the next one be a buff? Will it be a change? Will it be another rework? I feel that if they're leaving Mercy here in a situation, players are going to get more and more upset. But I understand that they may not want to focus on that right now, seeing as the last time that they reworked this hero, they caused a lot of problems for themselves. So we'll see what Blizzard do. I'm really curious to see what they decide to do with Mercy, but right now, it's not in the best of positions. I've seen EVA and people saying that she wants to pick up heroes like Anna and Moira at the moment. So yeah, it's a bit of a dark, gloomy day for Mercy. Some people will obviously be ecstatic with that news, but no hero, even Roadhog, Mercy, should be in that position where they're so lackluster and boring to play that it's putting people off. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching, take care, we'll see you next time.